When you're looking at something as specialized as a mobile heated correctional cabinet, the first thing that comes to mind is usually a mix of skepticism and curiosity. You're probably wondering whether the price tag actually translates into reliable temperature control when you need it, whether the unit can really keep up with the rigors of a field environment, and what you'll be sacrificing if you choose a mobile option over a fixed system. Those are exactly the concerns I had before I started digging into the Cres Cor RH137UA12DZ. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In the next few minutes, I'll walk through what I've learned about its real-world performance, who will actually benefit from it, and where it might fall short. So you can decide if it's the right fit before you spend a big chunk of budget on something that might not meet your needs. First off, let's talk about the problem this cabinet is trying to solve. In forensic and correctional settings, you often have to keep evidence or samples at a consistent temperature to prevent degradation. Think biological specimens, trace chemicals, or even digital media that can be sensitive to heat spikes. When you're moving a crime scene unit from one location to another, a stationary fridge just isn't practical. That's why a mobile cabinet with integrated heating makes sense on paper, but the devil is always in the details. Can it hold temperature steady while the unit is on the move? Does the mobility add extra maintenance headaches? And how much does the convenience actually cost in terms of power draw or interior space? From the information that's publicly available, the Cres Cor model is built around a compact steel frame with a built-in heating element and a set of wheels designed for easy relocation. The mobile label isn't just marketing fluff, it really does have a rolling chassis, and the handle placement seems thought out for one-person transport. That alone can be a huge time saver for agencies that need to set up temporary evidence stations at outdoor sites or in temporary shelters. If you've ever tried to lug a heavy, stationary fridge through a narrow hallway or up a set of stairs, you'll appreciate the difference a wheeled unit can make. One practical strength that shows up when you imagine daily use is the way the heating system integrates with the cabinet's insulated walls. In a field scenario where ambient temperatures can swing from chilly mornings to scorching afternoons, you need a system that compensates without constantly cycling on and off. While I don't have a lab test sheet in front of me, users who have rated this unit an average of 4.5 stars out of 5 seem to agree that the temperature stays within a usable range for typical forensic samples. That consistency is the sort of thing you notice when you open the door after a few hours and see the interior still feels warm, not cold or overly hot. For a mobile unit, that suggests the heating element is well matched to the insulation, something you don't automatically get just because a cabinet can roll. Another point worth mentioning is power flexibility. The unit appears to be designed for standard 120V outlets, which is the most common power source in police precincts, medical examiner offices, and even in many trailer setups used for mobile labs. That means you won't need a separate generator or a custom power solution just to run the heater. However, keep in mind that any heating element will draw a noticeable amount of electricity, especially if you're trying to keep the interior at a higher temperature in a cold environment. If you plan to operate this cabinet off a generator with limited capacity, you'll want to confirm the exact wattage draw from the manufacturer's manual before you hit the road. Now, let's get into who should actually consider buying this. If you run a small to mid-size forensic lab that occasionally needs to deploy a field station, the mobility and built-in heating combine to give you a ready-to-go solution without having to purchase a separate fridge and a portable heater. Law enforcement agencies that have a mobile evidence collection team will also find value because the cabinet can be loaded onto a van, rolled into a crime scene, and set up in minutes. The fact that it's a